My name's Leon,
I'm Dante.
and this is Game Time Talks. This is our first ever podcast. Today we will be talking about who will win the quarterback one battle in Pittsburgh. Obviously, this is between Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Obviously, Russell Wilson having the upper hand going into his 12th year, Justin Fields only going into his fourth year. You know, they were both set up for failure to begin with the past couple years. Obviously, Justin Fields getting drafted to the Bears. I mean, they haven't really been too good. They've been really rocky since the 1980s, since they won their first Super Bowl back in 1985. Russell Wilson thrown into an organization so they could attempt to rebuild it. Obviously, didn't work out the way they wanted it to. Rocky couple seasons for him as well. Didn't really work out once again the way they planned. But both quarterbacks coming to Pittsburgh under Mike Tomlin's supervision here. I think they both have potential to be great, Obviously Justin Fields, he has the run game, unlike Russell Wilson. And also Russell Wilson getting older, more injury prone. Justin Fields, obviously less injury prone, being younger. Still possible for injury. Another thing Justin Fields does not have right now is a full season under his belt. He has never played one full season before for the Bears, and most of the time that's because they're losing and they just change quarterbacks to see what the other ones could do. Um, but when it comes to who's going to win the quarterback one battle in Pittsburgh, I do believe it is going to be Russell Wilson, just because once again the experience he has eight years more experience than Justin Fields. Obviously, that is a lot in the NFL. I think what Mike Tomlin is going to do, I think he's going to start Russell Wilson, yes, but I think they're going to run Justin Fields as a quarterback option play every once in a while if they need a running quarterback in the game, of course. But I do believe that midway through the season, sometime, I think Justin Fields will get the ball in his hand. I think he will be starting for Pittsburgh sometime late into the season. Dante, what's your thoughts on this?
Like you said a few seconds ago, Fields is young. He's strong. He needs a lot of experience, and that's something that Russell Wilson can't offer him. All he has to do is learn and listen from a veteran.
Hmm.
Now it's going to be tough. Who knows how long they're going to stay together in Pittsburgh? Who
Both of
knows?
them being on a 1 year contract, of course,
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
help the motive of how long they're going to be there. Of
Yeah,
course, Russell Wilson getting older. Of course, we don't know when he's going to retire. We don't know what his plans are. He could want to retire soon to be with his kids. You never know.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. There's not much time they have together, but he can learn a lot from Russell Wilson. All he's
Mhm.
got to do is adapt. His passing game is not the finest. His run game is phenomenal. He needs to pick up on his passing game, and he'll do great things in the future for the Steelers.
And obviously, with Mike Tomlin being more of a, I would, I would personally say more of a passing coach. I think this will help Justin Fields learn a little bit because, of course, looking at the stat line on passing attempts for Russell Wilson, of course, his passing attempts were never really that high with the Bears because once again they liked utilizing him as a running quarterback. But there was times he would miss his read, try to run the ball, just miss an attempt, whatever. And uh, as I'm looking at right now, Russell Wilson just has like 100 to 200 more attempts than him in some of the seasons that he's played in, which just ain't good. That just means I don't think Justin Fields has had the best coaching in his career, of course. I think with Mike Tomlin, this will teach him how to pass the ball better. I'm not saying he doesn't know how to pass the ball. I think he's perfectly fine when it comes to passing the ball. But my thing is he has not been able to pass it enough because of his coaching and offensive coordinator situation. And obviously having Russell Wilson, as we said before, good mentor, could change Fields up, which I think will do by midway through the season. I think Justin Fields will end up getting the starting job over Russell Wilson midway through. Thoughts?
Thoughts on it? Well, like you said, Tomlin can provide a stepping stone for Fields. It's going to take time, but like you said, midway through the season, he should be able to catch on, and Wilson can help him on that journey. In terms, it's gonna be hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard since Fields is young, and like you said, Wilson, you guys
Yeah,
can get a job or like higher than Fields right now.
because of obviously his
Experience,
experience, of
yeah,
course.
of course, of that.
Yeah. And once again, Russell Wilson, obviously a lot more playoff experience as well, which helps a quarterback so much in this day and age, is playoff experience. Because playoffs is just a whole different game. Because obviously, with Justin Fields' 11-29 record, like through his whole career, that obviously is not cutting it with how do I put this? 11-29 record is obviously not cutting in. That definitely did not make any playoff games. That definitely did not put them in contention at all. He never really got a real opportunity to play in a must-win game, as I should put it. But Russell Wilson, obviously 11-19, playing with the Broncos, obviously ain't good either. Once again, he was thrown into an organization that was just not really meant to win unless he did something about it. Thoughts?
Thoughts? Yeah, Wilson was thrown into an organization that did not, how can I say this? He was put in a position where he didn't have good, great players to work with. He had what you would call, I would say, a franchise that's trying to rebuild, but it just didn't work out in their way. They only had like a couple of good players, nothing special, but they threw Wilson in there hoping that he can make a difference.
Yeah.
That just ain't gonna cut it.
Because you gotta think their wide receiver one for the Broncos, of course, was Jerry Judy, which was a second year guy. He was still unknown whether he was going to be good or not. Other than that, I wouldn't say Russell Wilson really had too many weapons. But going back to Justin Fields, of course, his weapons were not great either. He never really had any weapons. Because as I was saying earlier, both of them going into struggling teams, neither one of them doing too well at all. Uh but it's just tough to say what's really going to happen this season. Because once again, Russell Wilson, he has the experience. Anything could happen. Yes, I did say Justin Fields, I think, is going to start midway through the season, but it is going to be tough, especially with Russell Wilson once again being in his 12th year. It's just going to be a tough one. It's whatever whoever starts. I do really believe it's going to be Russell Wilson though, just because the experience. Mike Tomlin, if we've seen it, if you guys have known from the past, Mike Tomlin likes experienced quarterbacks. He really does. He likes experience over. How do I put this? He likes experienced people over potential, I should say, because potential doesn't mean you're going to be great. But with that mentorship, it could make you a great player. Okay. Any thoughts on that?
Just like you said, he has a lot of potential, Fields, that is, and Wilson can provide that. Tomlin is just giving may just give a spot to Wilson just to the experience, but Wilson can help Fields along the path to be a great quarterback. All it takes is time, and Tomlin can give him some time with that. That's why you say he may start midway through the season. Only time will tell.
Time will tell. Isn't that right? Well, I guess that will conclude today's podcast on who will win the quarterback one battle in Pittsburgh. And as we said, we think it's going to be Russell Wilson, but I think Justin Fields will start midway through the season. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
Because once again, just with Russell Wilson's mentorship, he could really change Justin Fields around. I do believe that Justin Fields has the potential to be I can't say necessarily great quarterback, but I think he has the potential to be a really good quarterback. Because from the past 3 seasons, from 2021 to 2023, Justin Fields' numbers have only went up. Now Russell Wilson's once again declining. Whatever, he's getting old. He was also thrown into an organization. But yeah, that's it for today. That's all we have today. See you guys later.
See ya.